Good evening, everyone. HB 3441 holds vaccine manufacturers accountable if they advertise a vaccine that causes injury. Kirk.
Ms. Goodwin, for what purpose?
Will the gentle lady yield for some questions?
Will the lady yield for questions?
Of course.
The
I
lady
kind of
yields.
feel like I should let some other members ask.
Just bring it.
My questions aren't funny. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't realize that this was going to be your first bill.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I would like to know a little bit more about your bill to start with. You didn't really lay it out. Would you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your bill?
Yeah, basically, if a vaccine manufacturer advertises on TV, media, print, social media, and that vaccine causes an injury to someone, then they will actually become liable, and you can sue them.
And I noticed it used the word influencer. I think of myself as an influencer. Would they get in trouble if I advertise the vaccine? And
Only if you're getting paid to do that from the manufacturer.
All right. Are you concerned that with increased liability on vaccine manufacturers that they will be hesitant to advertise even vaccines that are proven to be effective and low risk?
No.
Your bill still allows for promotional items in a clinic or a doctor's office, which is great. However, there are some individuals who simply don't visit a doctor's office that often, specifically those without insurance or for whatever reason just don't visit the doctor. And now they won't be informed about vaccines that could save their or their children's lives. Are you concerned about that?
How are they getting a vaccine then?
I'm sorry?
How would they get a vaccine if they're not going to their doctor?
Well, from advertising, that's what I'm saying. They might see, for example, with this measles outbreak, they might see some information and realize it's in their community, and maybe now they have heard through this advertising that you can still get the vaccine even if you haven't been vaccinated previously to protect yourself from measles. But now this, with your bill, that may not be the case.
I think that if someone is interested in getting a vaccine, it's extremely important that they talk to a medical professional that can speak to them about the risks and the advantages of getting a vaccine.
Okay, so I understand that with this being your first bill and
no, please, I would love to answer all the questions.
I will wait and I will come back at the end. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Manuel, for what purpose?
will the gentle lady yield for just a few questions?
Will the lady yield for questions?
I yield for
the
questions.
lady yields.
Thank you so much. I had a quick question, few quick questions. You know, we've been here late nights, long days, and I know even though people think just because I'm bald that I just wake up and that's it, but you know, I was wondering, would you mind giving me a haircut tomorrow?
Well, it actually wouldn't be legal for me to do that since I do not have a cosmetology license.
Now, has that ever stopped you?
I'm not a good rule follower, I will tell you that for sure. So no.
Okay, lastly, I just want to ask, have you ever seen a show called Orange is the New Black?
Yes.
I am so glad that you're representing it today.
Thank you so much.
Love working with you.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Kane, for what purpose?
question for the author.
Will the lady yield for questions?
I yield for questions.
Lady yields.
Ms. Luther, do you recall the first time we ever spoke? I mean, it was a stressful time for you. Do you remember what year that might have been?
Are you talking about on my campaign or here?
No, it was kind of during a time period, about 2020 time period. Was that stressful for you?
I don't know if it was stressful or not. Necessary would be the word I would use.
Yeah. Was there anybody on this floor that was an attorney that helped get you out of jail?
I think there were a few, and I think you got an illegal haircut during that time, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Mr. Speaker,
Ms. Ward Johnson, for what purpose?
with the gentle lady, let me ask her a question.
Will the lady yield for questions?
I will from a freshman.
Representative Luther,
The lady yields for a freshman.
who calls you Shirley?
You're going to make me cry because it's you, and you sound just like my Mimi, who's not here anymore. And a crazy story is I called my mom and had her say my name, and I said, who does this sound like? And she said, sounds like our Mimi. Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome, Shirley.
The chair would advise the remaining members at the back mic that it is improper for an existing freshman to haze another freshman, but y'all haven't listened before now, so go ahead.
I got to do it anyway.
Mr. Verdell, for what purpose?
Will the gentlelady yield for
The
questions?
lady yield for questions.
I yield.
The lady yields.
Representative Luther, I just want to tell you, in 2020, when I watched very few people willing to stand up and do the right thing, you were willing to do that when a lot of people chose not to. I want to tell you how grateful I am to get to be a freshman with you, and it's amazing to watch you stand up for people's rights. And I appreciate what you're doing in this bill, because it's basically just saying if they're going to advertise this and push that out there, they should be held liable just like any other company. And I think that this is an excellent bill, and I hope that no one will kill this on a point of order. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, will the gentlelady yield?
Will the gentlelady yield?
I yield for
The
questions.
lady yields.
So who
For
else got
questions.
a illegal haircut at that time with
I
Briscoe?
think that was you too, Steve.
I did get a haircut, both of them, yes.
Thank you.
And when I was with Briscoe, they even put him in the big boy seat. It was really great.
It's you and Nancy Pelosi.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Bumgarner, for what purpose?
will the gentlelady yield?
Will the
I
lady
yield
yield?
for questions.
The lady
Now,
yields.
I know you do hair,
I
but
do
do you
not.
also do beards?
I could, but it wouldn't look very good.
I think you'll do just fine. Now, also, I know that you moonlight as a singer on your free time. What's a favorite song that you like to sing?
I like 80s rock. I will not.
Please? All right, you're lame.
Ms. Troxclair, for what purpose?
Will the gentlelady yield for some questions?
I
Will
will.
the lady yield for questions?
Yes.
Lady
So,
yields.
have you noticed the ridiculousness of some of these pharmaceutical names that have been advertised recently?
I try not to watch TV too much. It's a little.
It's getting a little out of control. So I thought that you could maybe just play a little game and tell me whether or not this is a real or fake name for a pharmaceutical that's being advertised right now. Okay, you ready? Skyrizi. Real,
That's real.
or fake?
That's real.
All right. Wegovy.
That's real.
Zepbound.
That's real.
Well, we could go on and on, but I think Skyrizi is just Skyrizi. We've really jumped the shark, right?
I think so.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Speaker Phelan, for what purpose?
Will the gentlelady yield
Will
for
the lady
a
yield
question or two?
for questions?
I'll yield for questions.
I'll be brief. What's the criminal penalty?
1 year.
1 year. Is that a Class A?
Well, are you
misdemeanor?
asking me for your bill or me
No,
going
I'm
to jail?
asking you about your bill. Is there any Class A misdemeanors in this bill?
It is actually for court fees and compensation.
What if you don't pay those fees?
I can't.
What if you don't pay the fees? Is someone to come get you, put you in jail for a year? Last question. It says relating to the liability of vaccine manufacturers that advertise. Are memes allowed to be advertised in this bill? Is that advertising, Ms. Luther?
I'm not advised.
Good answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Plessa, for what purpose?
Mr. Speaker, does the gentlelady yield
Will
for
the
some
lady yield
questions?
for questions?
I yield for questions.
The lady
So,
yields.
Representative Luther, you've told us all about your time in the slammer. So I just want to know, are you going to be voting for the bail reform bill?
Absolutely.
And did you get any cool prison tats while you were in jail?
Not any you can see.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome to the Texas House.
Thank you.
Ms. Goodwin, for what purpose?
Will the gentlelady yield for a question?
Will the
I
lady
will.
yield for questions? The lady yields.
So last question, and I was didn't hear everything that went on, so I'm not sure if you told us about your kangaroo, but I heard that you have a kangaroo.
I have 3 kangaroos.
What are they named?
We have Jolene, I don't know the other ones. Jolene.
Is one of,
Jolene's the latest one. The other ones, I can't remember their names. I'm sorry.
is one of them Andy Hopper?
We actually joked about that, but they're all female, so.
Okay. Well, you know, I've heard Andy on a woman. So thank you very much. I've enjoyed getting to know you since we do sit fairly close together. Mr. Speaker,
Ms. Goodwin, for what purpose?
I raise a point of order on CSHB 3441 on the grounds of House Rule 11, Section 2, because the committee substitute is of a different subject than the subject under consideration in the original bill.
Please bring your point of order down front.